Here we are. Nice little stopping port in the Yukon. This is Whitehorse. It's in a recreational area. It's a nice little kind of calm town. Not a whole lot going on here. Only a few thousand people because it's so far up north. They got kind of some beautiful scenery. They've got some Klondikes, a lot of Klondike stuff. Whitehorse. Don't know what the town's named after. They have a McDonald's, so they have some modern amenities and stuff like that. Good place to stop and fuel up. It's somewhat sizable, I guess, as towns go here, but it's a good hunker down point, recharge. Now, one thing I'd like to know people to know about Whitehorse, it's a small little city. I guess Yukon would call it a city. It's about 4 blocks wide, 15, maybe 20 blocks in length. I mean, that's the size of it. Just, you're talking, I want to say like 10, maybe 20,000 people. That's the size of towns that you're dealing with in this area. This is what I get to wake up to. I think they call this Miles Canyon. This is the river. And great little viewpoint. Secluded. I mean, you got some people down there. I don't know. Maybe they're camping out. Who knows? This is the beauty. You can be just off in the middle of nowhere. Yukon nowhere. Great place to start a day. But off we go, Yukon. I mean, if you're looking for any kind of grand history, I'm sure there's some history about maybe the native people who lived in this area. But as for most, again, it's just, you have to enjoy nature, and you can just enjoy the Alaska just highway on its own. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna bump into some like rough roads, but for the most part, I'm far south enough that they're able to maintain kind of a decent asphalt. And this is called a major highway, even though it's only 2 lanes. So, you know, it's completely different. They call it a major highway, but it's only 2 lanes wide. So, that's the Yukon for you. You gotta love it. Like conversing with riders. This time I'm in the opposite scenario, in which case I can give them advice and tell them what's coming up ahead, versus when I was coming up I was doing the opposite. I was asking them what was up ahead. Taxidermy, cards, just a little spot to like, I am here. Got all the campgrounds, Teslin, Watson Lake, the Yukon. Patchwork, welcome to the Southern Lakes region. Whew. Nothing like this. Nothing like stopping and taking a break. Boom, boom, boom. Lots of people making videos, right? Some of the beauty of coming through here is reading about some of the stops you got. They usually have a lot of information about just nature itself. The fish, the birds, the animals that live in the area. 80% of the birds migrate away during the winter, but 20% hover around. And that's what you get to this is a real nature lover's area. I mean, because there's so much hunting, fishing, and camping that's available. Our Teslin. They got a little wildlife viewing stuff like birds. Guess they do a bird sanctuary a little south of here in which they tag the birds to track them. It of course freezes solid during the winter, and people can be doing going over the lake on like snowmobile and dog sled and stuff like that. Here it talks about sheep country. Haven't seen too many sheep from the road because they tend to stay up on the hills. It's a little easier for them to hide from predators. Cold winter, few nutrients, old fish. I guess the trout grow very, very slow because of the low nutrition of the lake because of the winters. So they grow really, really slow. Well, here's the, you are here. Teslin 2. Naming of Fox Point. Many years ago, a woman wanted to come up with the salmon name, or whatever. 3 signs. Tinslin, Tinge Point. Yeah, the construction of the Alaskan Highlight really changed this place up. But if you want peacefulness, a lot of peacefulness here. Boom, boom, boom. Place to camp, sleep, just enjoy, fish, or just relax. And if you want to get away from it all, you're away from it all. A view of Teslin. Look at it. Oh, look at the rain. Look at that picturesque scenery. Next is for a big stretch. Delta, where the river obviously meets the lake. Bird nursery, wildlife haven. A lot of these places are wildlife havens, refuges. Whew. It's just great to see and great to sit back. I mean, this is really, I have an enduro bike. This is the time where you really want a cruiser, where you can really just kind of lay back and really enjoy kind of going down the road. This is just riding at some of its best. look, what you're looking at remains of the ancient land of Quinanessa. Granite base of volcanic things or whatnot. Terrain built on the rocks of a different age or type. Basically, there was a whole lot of undersea volcanics back in the Mesozoic Ocean. And this is where Swan Lake is. The other thing is they're talking here about the wildfires. They had a bad one in 2004. And the thing they like to talk about is how years and years and years of decades of fighting wildfires only made it worse. That's Swan Lake. So how it worked was, basically it works like this. Decades of constantly putting out fires rather than just letting them burn out naturally caused a lot of buildup of just flammable material, dead wood and all that stuff, so that when they did have a fire, they're that much worse. They burned hotter and they're worse. So, Swan Lake. A couple more motorcycles went by. Jeez. Wow, what a turnaround. I can't believe how many people are headed up north. Like, it is just night and day, just a couple weeks. Wow. Also, look at the size of that camper. These things are monstrous. On the Yukon and in the Alaska Highway, where gas is not so easy to get to. So to point out, here's where the cheap gas is, because going further, it's going to get more expensive. It completely has to do with like just transportation. What people don't understand is that a lot of the gasoline and oil in North America is moved through pipelines and then maybe loaded onto trucks to go into more isolated areas. And if you're not along the pipelines, which, well, you know, some of them are above ground, but a lot of them, as you head further south, are all below ground. You know, if you're on that pipeline, gas is real cheap. But if they have a truck with big, massive things in, well, then it's going to cost you a bit much. But